Okay, I checked myself back into the hospital. They told me, if there's any changes and such, go straight to the emergency room. So I was coughing. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't sleep. And this is only a few days, a couple of days out of the intensive care with a heart attack. So I said, okay, I come in here and check in. Uh, they've been giving me test after test after test, and most of it is the same results, except for one thing. And they know that I'm diabetic like everybody else, half the people. They tested me first, and the glucose level in my blood was normal. It was like 95 or something. Yeah, it's supposed to be like less than 100. And I was right there in the middle on the first test. This is two days ago. Uh, Not even that. I guess I've been here 2 nights. Fuck, I've lost track. Maybe not even two. So anyway, I've lost track. And then so they have this. The food sucks, and what I was given was supposed to be a heart healthy thing, and all that. Then I find out asking the nurses and the doctors, did anybody tell them that I was diabetic in the kitchen? No, I haven't. So my blood sugar glucose level went from 90 something to 190 something to 200 something. And they just tested it here a little while ago. It was 350. So, and I'm like, are you trying to induce a heart attack? Why would my blood sugar? Because I was eating normally, and it was my blood sugar glucose level had come down, and I thought that metformin must have been working. Well, they told me they stopped me taking that, and they started giving me insulin shots in my arm, and I'm like, insulin. Uh, okay, they're just shooting me full of shit, left and right. I know. Wait. So the food I've been getting here, and it's only been 3 or 4 meals, not even that. Hell, not even that. What now that I'm thinking of it, it was last. I came in yesterday, the 22nd. I've only been here one. It feels like a nightmare. I've only been here one night, and once again, coughing and hacking and can't sleep. And I've only eaten a one meal, two, three, like three meals. That's all. And somehow my blood sugar has skyrocketed. And they were letting me have this shit. And I just talked to the guy in the kitchen because he's nurses. Nobody was telling him. I just talked to the guy in the kitchen. He goes, "Oh my gosh." He says that shouldn't have happened. So he suggested what I have. He says this, and this. So why didn't anybody? I was eating this, and it's tough as god awful. I look at the label and the ingredients are all poison. I'm like, fuck it. I ate it anyway. Like sherbet, and I ate a goddamn half a bagel. I don't eat bread or anything anymore. And then I had this rice dish. I didn't know it didn't say it had rice. It's a chicken stir fry. But it comes with, and I'm remembering, rice is just awful for you. The rice that we get. Half the world lives on rice. It's not the same rice. So I'm like, are they trying to induce a fucking heart attack? We want to keep you here one more day. We're looking at your heart. We're looking at this. We're looking at that. I say, yeah, but no one person mentioned this spike in blood sugar. glucose. I'm pissed. I'm pissed because I don't want to be in a fucking hospital. I don't want to be here. I don't want this kind of. I wouldn't even consider it treatment. They're just shooting me full of fucking steroids and fucking antibiotics and 3 or 4 other, drugs that they sort of changed from the original drugs that the doctors were giving me. And then the ones the doctors told me not to take, they tried to give it to me here. Lasix? Why is it called Lasix? Apparently, that's the stuff that controls the heart. And I'm sitting here and this meter has been beeping and nobody's paying attention to it. They go on and off. And I'm like, the nurses even admit, they say, well, this doesn't really work that well. I'm like, why have I got it on? I got all this shit plugged into me. Got this thing, which is supposed to be monitoring my heart. The nurses don't even know how to turn it on. They said, oh, well, you push the button, it should turn on. And it was on before. Then she just came in and said, we got to change the battery. And I'm like, I think the battery's dead. I don't think it's doing anything. I said, why am I wearing that one? She says, well, that shows us your oxygen level. And I go, well, you can tell that with just the one you put on my finger when you do the readings. So why? Because it's there. And I said, well, take it the fuck off. I swear to God, hospitals are the most dangerous places in the world. And each, and they're just going by. Now my fucking sinuses and my nose got all fucking drippy, and now my nose itches and I start sneezing and shit. And I'm like, where does this come? And even the lung thing, the coughing and all that. It's bronchitis, and I've got crap in my lungs. And then she says, well, that probably came from here. You probably picked it up here. I'm like, oh, great. That's just fucking great.